A reveal I was particularly disappointed with at Summer Games Fest this year was the newly announced game from Night Street Games, Last Flag. I actually got to meet some of the team and see the game in person at GDC back in March of this year, and I came away from it pretty excited as someone who really enjoys objective-based multiplayer games. However, if you saw this trailer at Summer Games Fest, you probably wrote it off very quickly as just another quirky-looking hero shooter. What Last Flag actually is a game inspired by Night Street Games co-founders Mac and Dan Reynolds' time playing Capture the Flag as kids. Each match has each team take their flag and hide it somewhere on their side of a large-scale map. Teams then duke it out as they capture recon points to create new spawn locations and reveal intel on the map as to where the opposing team's flag might be. When I got to see the game at GDC, it actually reminded me a lot of the crazy moments that can happen in a game of Big Team Battle, Capture the Flag, and Halo. This is why I came away excited about Last Flag. The push and pull of Capture the Flag modes are a lot of fun, and have been noticeably absent in recent years as so many multiplayer games have chosen to focus on highly competitive modes over more casual ones. And I'm not the only one who felt this way. Austin from SkillUp had very similar thoughts about the game after he got hands-on time with it. But the reveal trailer for the game didn't show me any of that. There was no real focus on the sandbox gameplay elements or the hide-and-seek aspect of Last Flag that the developers were really excited about. In fact, the whole first minute of the 2-minute long trailer is dedicated to introducing you to the heroes of the game, and the next minute is just a random assortment of gameplay clips that make it look like pretty much any other generic hero shooter on the market. The fact that Night Street Games is already having to go on social media to explain that Last Flag isn't a battle royale or an extraction game is a really bad sign that the people who watched their trailer completely missed the game's core concept. I hate to bring up Concord again, but if you go back and look at the gameplay reveal trailer for it, it's structured similarly. Just snippets of gameplay mixed with introductions to the game's heroes, and not any time explaining what made the game interesting. Which, to be clear, was not much because it didn't have any unique game modes. Now, I'm only speaking for myself here, but when a multiplayer game is revealed, the last thing I care about are the heroes I'll be playing as. I want to know what the core gameplay loop is, what mechanics and modes are going to make it unique, and if it's a hero shooter, how are those heroes going to add interesting mechanics to the game? If I'm not interested in the game itself, then why would I care about all the time and effort put into making cool characters? Rainbow Six Siege, for all intents and purposes, is a hero shooter. But at the game's reveal, there was little to no focus on that at all. While of course the trailer we're showing on screen wasn't actual gameplay at the time, people were excited about it because it showed the unique loop of the game. The characters were secondary to everything else being shown, and for a multiplayer game, that's how it should be. I highly doubt that anyone bought Rainbow Six Siege up front because they cared about the characters. Over the years, Ubisoft has put more effort into their backstories and are trying, annoyingly, to give them more personality as time goes on. They recently added little dialogue lines between characters at the start of matches, and it feels out of place, if I'm being honest. I promise, I'm not thinking about what Ash had for breakfast that morning, or what type of product Blackbeard is using to keep the tangles out of his facial hair. I'm thinking about which character has the right utility for the location on the map my team and I will be attacking, or which bum on the other team is going to try and spawn peek me from a window. So many of the bigger budget multiplayer games try to lure you in with their characters and heroes, but every game has characters. What's the core thing that sets the actual game that I will be playing apart? And for most people, that's something that needs to be answered within the first 30 seconds of the trailer before they click off of it. That's why the Last Flag reveal was particularly frustrating for me. Night Street Games has a great core concept for it, but now they're on the back foot, trying to re-explain the game to people who have already written it off because they think it's another generic hero shooter, like the ones they've already seen a million times before. A similar game I just talked about last week is Wildgate from Moonshot Games. They've done their marketing completely right by focusing on the core gameplay experience and not their heroes. They've clearly spent time on their characters, but they're not the focal point. The sandbox gameplay of Wildgate is. And the heroes are there to support the core gameplay loop. Just look at the reveal trailer for Wildgate and compare it to Last Flag, and it's clear right away which one actually explains its gameplay loop and which spent more time focusing on its aesthetic. Yes, each hero has a unique design, but in interviews, trailers, and gameplay videos, Moonshot Games has shown how each hero brings a new gameplay mechanic to Wildgate. This is also why Rainbow Six Siege's hero reveals are so good. The focus isn't on the hero themselves, but the new mechanics they're bringing to the game, and how the overall meta will change with the new additions. That's what Last Flag needed to do with its reveal. Show players to capture the flag loop of the game, and then how the heroes support the loop with their designs and abilities. Instead, they've made the same mistake that many hero shooters have made before them, asking the audience to care about characters that they haven't even been given a reason to care about yet. You really only have one chance to make a good impression these days with so many games coming out all the time. I'm hoping Night Street Games didn't squander theirs out of the gate.
We here at Second Wind are well into our second year as a content-producing powerhouse, and we're hoping to keep going into a third, and perhaps even dare we dream a fourth. By donating as little as $1 a month to our Patreon, you can be a part of helping us keep going. Well, subscribe to the $5 tier and you can enjoy all kinds of extra content we keep under the table for the special customers. I myself have been indulging my hobby of making long-form videos in which I explain the lore of video game franchises I don't know much about, as well as some exclusive interviews and other experimental videos I and my colleagues are creating on a monthly basis. Maybe you'll enjoy them, maybe you'll want to join the Patreon so you can tell us they suck. Either way helps the creative process. If you want to be part of ensuring the existence of one of the few professional gaming media outlets that isn't being ruined and or shut down by corporate bastards, go to patreon.com/secondwindgroup and please consider giving whatever you can spare. And if you don't want to do any of that either, I don't know, take up cycling, it's good core exercise.